Welcome back to another episode, guys. My name is Natasha, and today I'm going to talk to you about entrepreneurship and what it takes to get started. Now, maybe you've been thinking about diving into this field for a while, but you never had the opportunity to. Maybe you've recently been laid off, or you're working from home and you can actually multitask. You can still do your job, but you can also do other things on the side. So the things you want to think about even before getting started with entrepreneurship is cash flow. You want to make sure that you have, number one, cash to invest into a business, whatever that might be. It might be as little as $500. It could be as much as $2,000. It just depends on the type of business you're getting into. So you're definitely going to want to do some research. Is it an online business? Is it a brick and mortar? Is it something like, Airbnb, or maybe you want to do Uber or Instacart or Uber Eats? There's so many different types of businesses out there, and you just want to make sure that you have some cash to play with, to invest into something, whether it's a product or a service or something else. And you want to be able to sustain yourself during the business growth. You want to make sure that you have money for about 6 months to a year, but also be able to live. So, you need to make sure that you can pay for rent or your mortgage or your vehicle, bicycle, motorcycle, whatever mode of transportation you use. You want to be able to buy food, maybe some clothing, maybe not so much entertainment. And you're going to have to scale down on things. You're not going to be able to live the lifestyle that you're normally used to while you're going through this growth period. So you're going to make some sacrifices. So just keep in mind, cash flow is super important. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about is pivoting. Now, things are not going to go as planned, and you're going to have to be able to pivot. And what I mean by this is when changes come, you're going to have to be able to adapt to those changes. Maybe, you had a certain amount of customers that you were forecasting. If those customers are less, then what are you going to do? How are you going to make up for that income loss? What are you going to do if you get shut down? Like, can you survive if, because of COVID-19, if you can't operate? What other things can you do? Can you jump online? And how fast can you do that? And how are you going to market yourself if you're converting from a brick and mortar to an online business? So these are all things that you have to pivot. If the business just isn't there, what other things similar to the business can you incorporate that can generate interest, that can, generate money? So things change heavily along the way, and you have to be able to adapt to those things. So for example, if your business is dependent on something else, like maybe another business, and that changes, can you adapt to those changes? If new laws or regulations come in, how are you going to adapt? So a lot of things will happen along the way, especially if it's a new business heading into entrepreneurship. But your ability to multitask, your ability to adapt to change when things don't go right, because they won't go right, they will not go as planned. And having the ability to just kind of operate on a whim. That's pretty much how entrepreneurship works. It's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of up and down. It's a lot of trial and error. And it is a lot of failure before you actually get it right. So, you have to have a certain aptitude for these things, and I want you to keep that in mind. Insurance is another thing a lot of people don't talk about, and maybe they don't think about it, or maybe they just, they can't afford it. But insurance is a good thing to have if you're heading into the realm of starting your own business or entrepreneurship, or any kind of partnership. Maybe you already have had insurance in the past through work, but if you're leaving your job, you really need to consider what your options are for health benefits, for dental, for life insurance, for disability. All these things maybe you never had to think about in the past, but now you do. If you are, in a relationship, whether it's a common law or a marriage, maybe your spouse has benefits through work. Maybe they'd be able to share their benefits with you, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it, because if you're living with someone, in a relationship with someone, and they are insured, they can put you down as their spouse. So that's a bonus. However, if you're on your own, then you're going to have to think about what options can you do for yourself. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that provide benefit plans for entrepreneurs, for business owners, small business, and they actually have different options. So you can actually pick and choose what services you like, what services you don't want, and you get charged accordingly. So talk to your advisor or go online and do some research into these companies, these insurance companies that offer benefits, health benefits, and other insurance to small businesses. I'm just keeping it real, guys, to tell you how it is, because there's been a lot of trial and error for me, trying different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, what makes money, what doesn't, and I've had to pivot a lot. And as a matter of fact, I'm still pivoting, but that's the risk that I'm willing to take, and I hope, it pays off for me in the long run. So I just wanted to keep it real with you guys to let you know what you're heading into. And if you have any comments you want to share below, what you've gone through, what's worked for you, or if you have any questions, hit me up. And other than that, here's to living a resource-rich lifestyle. Take care. Peace.